We'll take a look at three problems here that you use inequalities to write them and solve them. Some of this should look familiar. 3 more than twice a number. Okay, for twice a number, three more than, so that's 3 more than twice a number. Usually they would say is, and you could just put an equal sign, but notice they're saying is less than. So you have to put the inequality symbol in that way, and then negative 19. Okay, and now we have to solve this because they've asked us to find all the numbers that make this statement true. Get rid of that 3. Get rid of the 2. So x is all numbers less than 8. Okay, and they asked us to type an inequality using x as the variable. That's an inequality. Well, I'm sorry. That's an inequality using x as a variable. Okay, find values for x so that the perimeter of this rectangle is no greater than 100 centimeters. For the perimeter, I could use a formula, but I think it's pretty easy to understand. If this is 40, this is 40. If this is x, this is x. So to find the perimeter, we would add up all 4 sides. So that would be 40 plus 40. I'll go ahead and write this out. And then plus x and plus x. But instead of equals 100 centimeters, it is no greater than. So it has to be, let me emphasize that, no greater than, so it has to be less than. Actually, it could equal 100 centimeters, right? It just can't be greater than 100 centimeters. So it's less than or equal to 100 centimeters. And now we'll solve for x. So combine like terms, 80 plus 2x is less than or equal to 100. Get rid of your 80. Just bring down your inequality sign. Get rid of our 2. So slide this up just a little. We have 2 is less than or equal to 10 centimeters. I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay. So to find the average, we're going to have to divide by however many terms we add up. All right. So he bowled 145. we add up the values. So far he's bowled a 145 and a 200. He's going to bowl another game. We don't know what he'll get, so we'll just call that X. We'll want to divide all of these by 3, and that will give us the average of the 3 games. To have an average of at least 190. So they're saying they don't want this to be anything less than 190. They'd be happy if it was 195, 200, 210. I'm not sure. I think a perfect game in bowling is 300. But anyway, it can be anything over, let me see, got to be careful with this, have an average of at least 190. So it could be equal to 190 or greater than 190. So this is his average. It has to be greater than or equal to 190. We haven't solved one that looks like this to start. I want to get rid of the 3, and it's held there by division, so I can use the opposite operation, multiplication, to get rid of it. And of course I have to do the same thing on each side. Now to show that I'm multiplying everything by 3, I have to put all this in parentheses. Over here I can just say times 3. Okay? And 3 goes into 3 once, so that gets rid of our denominator. And over here 3 times 9 is 27. So this ends up being 570. Inequality sign stays the same. And then we have 145 plus 200 plus x is greater than or equal to 570. We'll combine our like terms. So that's 345 bring everything else down. Get rid of that 345. And we have x greater than or equal to Alright, so in Ben's third game, as long as he bowls 225 or better, his average will be at least 190. And in case you don't believe it, let's just plug this value in for x and we'll see what happens. So we've got, we'll add 145, 200, and 225. That's 570. We'll have to divide by 3. Right? We would plug x, our value for x is 225, so we would plug it in there. We would add these 3 and then divide by 3. So 570 divided by 3. 3 goes into 57. 9 times. Well, actually, 3. I better do this more carefully. 3 goes into 5 once. 3 goes into 27 9 times, and then our 0. So we ended up with a 190. Sorry if my checking was a little hard to follow, but it's accurate.